All right, everyone, welcome back into another Fantasy Golf video. Going to be breaking down round 4 here of the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Highlighting our favorite bets here for 3-ball bets, matchup bets, and then PrizePicks and Underdog prop bets here as well. Then we're also going to be breaking down the top showdown plays for round 4, and we're actually going to start off with the top showdown plays. Let's go in and get into it. Now, first, guys, just a quick look at the weather reports here. Nothing to worry about weather-wise. Tomorrow it should be pretty good weather, so that shouldn't change the scoring too much. Although we do see that the scoring is a little bit harder typically in round 4, so maybe that's something we're looking at here. But for the most part, we should be good to go. We shouldn't have to worry about any players maybe struggling just due to weather. And so we're going to go ahead and get into round 4 here, and we're just going to take a peek at which players are going to be the top showdown picks. Now, obviously with round 4, what do we concentrate on? We're concentrating on players that are going to either win or just have those position points. That's really all that well, that's not all that matters. Obviously, need to be scoring birdies and not making bogeys, but whoever is getting those additional position points is always pretty key. And so that's what we're looking at here with the showdown rank. So Sky Scheffler going to be number 1. McIntyre going to be number 2, and then Hogard going to be number 3, and then the leader right now, Thomas Dietrich, number 4. And so that's basically if Thomas Dietrich, with his massive lead that he currently has, if he is not like having to attack the pins as much as playing safe golf, that makes sense. Whereas maybe someone like Sky Scheffler, who's currently in 10th place, he probably will be a little bit more aggressive. He could sneak up into maybe a 3rd place finish. And if he is doing that, not only is he scoring, but he's also gaining those position points there as well. And vice versa. Are there any like golfers that are, currently playing well that could potentially drop off? Like Taylor Moore, potentially. Michael Kim is in 2nd place right now. Now, he'll probably be a value play that people get to, but he's going to be someone that we're probably not looking at as much. And then real quickly, we'll take a peek at win rank. Which golfers are going to be the most likely to win heading into round 4? That coincides pretty well, guys. So Thomas Dietrich, Hogard, and then actually this guy Scheffler, I don't think he's going to win. I think it's pretty much those guys. Maybe Jordan Spieth gets it going, but he is someone that typically has struggled a bunch. Nice to see him playing well. Daniel Berger as well. I'll be kind of mad, guys, if Daniel Berger ends up winning, which I don't think he will, because I think he's going to be a better option for the Florida swing. Like, all right, get yourself right during this stretch, and if he wins, oh well, but like get yourself right for this stretch, and then we'll be targeting you a decent amount during the Florida swing. All right, guys, so now we're going to go ahead and get into the 9-to-5 lineup builder here for round 4. And so with this, we do need to give it 2 data points to go off of. I'm just going to round up with these first 2 prop bets, and we're just going to click generate to give you guys the overall sense. Now, yesterday ended up there for round 3. It ended up being an annoying day. In one of the 20 entry max contests that I entered, I had 3 lineups miss out on cashing, and it basically doubled up. So it's like extremely high floor day, not enough ceiling there. I think the top finishing lineup was like 20th. It was extremely tilting there to have that good of a day. We're only 17 out of 20 cash, and then just not even like sniff taking down GPP. It was annoying. Very high floor day. But I'm not complaining about a good day. Never like to do that. But looking at it, guys, the top build that this likes is going to be Sungjae Im, Hogard, Robert McIntyre, Matt McNeely, Thomas Dietrich, Danny McCarthy. This lineup right here, and I'll zoom in a little bit here, is probably going to be one of the more popular lineups there for this slate. And I probably wouldn't hate it in cash. Justin Thomas is an interesting one. He is someone that could not get anything going really in round 3. And typical regression, you have a great golfer that has a poor round, he's more likely to have a better round than in round 2. What we are going to notice is that we're not getting to any of Scotty Scheffler here, guys. If we're going to want to get to Scotty Scheffler, we are going to have to bump up his projection a little bit. That's just because of his price tag. He is so priced up to the point where if you are trying to get to him, you need to really bump up his projection, or what you could do is maybe lock him into, 15%. Like, he is pretty high priced, but if he does go off, like, he really does need to finish like top 3 to pay this off and have those birdies and maybe even eagles to pay that off. But if you want to lock him into about 15% of your builds, you can do that. And we'll take a peek at what that lineup with Scotty would look like as well. So we'll take a peek here. Scotty Scheffler, locked him in. And so they're definitely not the best lineups. So Scotty Scheffler with McIntyre, Thomas Dietrich, Denny McCarthy, Alex Smalley, Trey Mullinax. And then again, what I typically like to do here is I like to do 30% or so max exposure. Could be a little bit different for round 4. Again, round 4 is just, there's more luck to it. Honestly, if you want to do a little bit of randomness, you can. Maybe we bump this up to 35. We could do that as well. So we'll generate this to get a proper kind of showing there for the ownerships of what it's looking like. So definitely more fair and balanced there with what we're looking at. Maybe a little bit too much manually, but it is spreading it out a decent amount. I do like to see that, guys. So hopefully we'll have a good round 4 here. But now, guys, let's go ahead and take a peek at the PrizePicks and Underdog cheat sheet right now. We're looking at the Underdog board. Are we getting any prop line differences? The only prop line difference that we are currently getting is on PrizePicks, where, you know, I wouldn't mind betting the under of 70.5 strokes for Thomas Dietrich, shooting under par there. Not terrible, but that's the only prop line difference that we currently have. Now, when we look at the edges here, we're going to notice that we are getting a bunch of really good edges. It's up to you guys if you like these edges or not. So Jordan Spieth to get under 4.5 birdies or better. A lot of people are not going to like that. But again, the course should play a little bit more difficult in round 4. Scotty Scheffler. Will Scotty Scheffler get to 6 birdies? Tough to say. Then we got Nick Taylor, JT Poston, Hogard to get 4. Okay, so the chances are these guys are all going to get to 4 birdies or better. It's just, will they get to that 5th one? I typically do not like to target these prop bets that are labeled as basically a push. Those are interesting ones, but I just typically like to stay away from those. And I don't necessarily like really many of those. And so really what I want to be looking at, I think, is probably targeting more of maybe fairways hit. So we got Bazoonhound for over 7 fairways hit on PrizePicks. I think that's a better route to go. I would rather do that, and maybe could pair that up with Mackenzie Hughes under 7.5 fairways hit. Those are 2 pads that I like a little bit better here. You could potentially do Cameron Young to beat out Doug Gim. Birdies are better. Not a terrible route to go. I don't really want to mess with these. Like, we could bet Jordan Spieth under 4.5 birdies or better. I just don't want to mess with these bets right here that are all like pushes. And so kind of my bet of the day for PrizePicks will be Bazoonhound to over 7 fairways hit, and we'll do Mackenzie Hughes under 7.5 fairways hit. Now, if you want to toss in Jordan Spieth under 4.5 birdies as well, let's do it. We'll make it 3-step bet. Typically, I don't like to do those, guys, especially on PrizePicks where you're only getting 5x as a payout, whereas Underdog is going to be 6x. Typically, I like to target those prop bets a little bit better there. But just be checking this before you place bets. The number one thing you want to be focused on is if we are getting those prop line differences between PrizePicks and Underdogs. That's typically the biggest edge that we have. All right, guys, so now we're going to go ahead here and get into the 3-ball bets here for round 4. Now, again, in the last video I did round 2, not good for 3-ball bets. It's been a weird like week and a half, 2 weeks, if you will, whereas the start of the season started off extremely fire. It's annoying that the regression is kind of happening the way that it is, in the sense that 2 really awesome weeks, 1 kind of so-so week, and then honestly this week's pretty bad for 3-ball bets, and last week was kind of bad for 3-ball bets. It's annoying that that's happening. We're still a profit on the year, but, you know, hitting at the rate that we were at the start of the year was not sustainable. This low hit rate that we're at as well the last 2 weeks, not sustainable as well. I expect that to, you know, pop up and be a little bit better. It's just been a lot of ties, really been the biggest difference that happened for round 2. Just too many ties where it's getting chopped up, where then that ends up hurting you. Now, matchup bets have been still stellar. Round 2, 2 for 2 there. So, you know, good stuff there. But looking at it, guys, 3-ball bets wise, again, a part of the issue that we are seeing here is that 2 of the better bets, and I don't want to target a tie bet, but like for Scotty Scheffler, like, is he probably going to win his group? Yes. But do you want to bet him with those payouts? So if you bet 1 unit, you're going to get back 1.48 units, so you're going to profit 0.48. I don't want to do that. And so we're going to be looking at maybe more of Corey Connors, Lee Hodges, Sanjay Im, Max Gracerman, and then Kurt Kitayama. We're going to be looking at those ones. Okay, typically I'm just betting on the top bets that are over 40% likely to hit, and that are typically paying out at least a unit. Now, this one with Sanjay Im is not doing that. Don't love that aspect of it, but when we look at it, like Peter Malnati, he's not going to play that good in round 4, most likely. Had a lucky chip in. Don't expect that to happen again. And then Akshay, it's really a battle between those 2 to me. Same thing with like Max Gracerman versus Ryan Fox and Ventura. Maybe Ventura continues to play well, but just not likely. And so let's hope we have a good day here. Now, guys, we currently aren't getting any round matchup bets for the top sportsbooks like FanDuel, DraftKings, and BetMGM. Maybe we'll have that throughout the day tomorrow. You guys can check that out. And if you guys want to check that out, and you're not a 9 to 5 member yet, do so. Here are some of the tools that I'm highlighting here, guys. It's the best value out there. Get or take advantage of all the tools here available for just $10 a month. Gives you access to all the fantasy golf tools, as well as all the prop betting tools that are available. So for PrizePicks and Underdog as well, get access to all those tools for just $10 a month. Take advantage of that. That's gonna be all for this video, guys. Hopefully you have a good round 4 here. Hopefully, if you guys have any sweats going for the tournament, those go your way as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck with all your bets. Give a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And again, if you guys want access to any of those tools, make sure to head on over to 95sports.com. Get access to those tools for $10 a month. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's keep cashing.